Welcome to the top 5 sports callers of the week. Number 5.
Mo from Baltimore joined Norris and Davis to ask the guys why the Pete Rose news was a revelation.
Have we learned anything new about Pete Rose? Was that a revelation that happened yesterday?
Yes.
Because,
Yeah, it
well,
was.
It wasn't to me because, I haven't followed it to a T, but I just automatically assumed that he betted on base. If you're a better, you're a better. He betted on his grandmother playing bingo. I mean, he's a gambler. That's what he does. So,
but there's a difference, at least I think, in a lot of people's mind, there's a difference between what we think and now what we know, an assumption and fact. He's been denying he never bet as a player. And even when he admitted to finally, 14 years later, gambling, he said he only gambled as a manager. Now he's been exposed to lying about this.
Okay, let me just
And
say
people
this.
have said, the other thing, too, people have said, you can't hold him out of the Hall of Fame because of what he did as a manager. Well, now, if you know that he broke the rules as a player.
You think that, Pete Rose, with this revelation, if this news to you, then you're naive. I'm not talking to you personally, Steve. I'm just speaking in general. If this was some news to you, then you're naive. Secondly, I think his stats, baseball was built on stats. I got into baseball at a very young age because of stats. And Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Clemens, all those players' stats should be in the Hall of Fame. They should not be celebrated. There should not be no ceremony. There shouldn't be no speech they should be able to give. Put their stats in the Hall of Fame, put their names in the Hall of Fame, and leave it at that. I think that's a simple solution.
Number 4.
93.7 The Fan host Joe Starkey wants to get back into playing some beer league softball. Caller Randy tells him it's time to retire.
I know where you can go play softball. You kind of fit the profile over at Fayette County.
Fayette County. What do you mean I fit the profile?
I think it's a team named Monarch. In fact, you might be one of their stars, so maybe you can go over there in the Fayette County softball league.
I feel slightly insulted by this, Randy. What do you mean? What do you mean by this?
Where to go? Where you go? I just think you can play over there, you know?
Well, what do you mean I fit the profile
You saying
over
he
there?
can
I don't know
only
what you
hack it
mean.
in a smaller town where the talent pool's not as deep?
Yeah, that's right. Perky has 1,000 injuries. Jeez, how old is he? 6.
Where do you play? I want to play this guy's team. Do you play?
No, I retired. I accept. I'm over the hill and I accept it.
Number 3.
Tim from Connecticut called into Mike Francesa to ask Mike what an emoji is. Mike proceeded to educate him.
Well, can I ask you a quick question here? I keep on hearing yesterday and all day today the stupid emoji or whatever. What the heck is that? Does that have something to do with the Twitter?
It has something to do with Chevrolet.
A Chevrolet?
Yes.
And what is it?
It's a Chevy commercial.
I can't figure it out.
What is an emoji?
Yeah, what the heck is it?
It's that little thing on your computer. Yeah, you know the little guy. Like if you get somebody sends you a message. Do you have a text message?
Yeah, of course.
All right. When someone sends you like a thumbs up or something like that.
Yeah.
You know how someone does that?
Yeah.
That's an emoji.
Oh, so there's like a whole screen you push the buttons or something?
No, that thing is called an emoji. That little thing you see is an emoji.
Number 2.
Dan from Sacramento hopped on with Grant Napier to talk about DeMarcus Cousins' trade rumors. A fight ensues.
Grant, you keep on saying he's not going to get traded. He's not going to get traded.
That's right.
What do you know that Woj doesn't know? And
I don't really care what Woj says. I haven't seen Woj in Sacramento. I don't care what Woj says. He's wrong.
Anyone who doesn't care. He has a track record, and I've seen his track record, and it's a great track record.
Okay, great. So then he's going to get traded. So why don't you tell me, Dan, where he's getting traded to?
How would I know?
Okay, well, you just told me he's going to get traded, so why don't you help me out? How's it going to happen?
Grant, what are you going to do when he does get traded, Grant?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go out and get a bottle of Dom Perignon. I'm going to walk down to the station, and I'm going to give every single person that I'm working with a toast, and I'm going to celebrate that the Kings just made one of the greatest deals that we've seen in the last 20 years. That's what I'm going to do.
Dream world, Grant.
Yeah, well, guess what? I've been living in a dream world for a long time, so I can continue on, I guess.
Grant, you don't have any credibility, man.
I don't have any credibility. Then why? Hey, listen, let me ask you something. If I don't have any credibility, why are you listening to my show?
Because I've been listening all day.
Oh, well, wait a minute. I have no credibility. Why would you listen to someone that has no credibility?
Because, man, I can sit here and laugh.
Because you're an idiot. Because you're a gutless punk. You're gutless.
Number 1.
The top spot goes to Bruce from Cleveland, who called in to the Baskin and Phelps show because he wants the Cavs to let LeBron go. And no, he's not joking.
How you doing? I haven't heard anybody suggest that we let LeBron, the coach, the player, the supposed greatest player in the world who passes off to Tristan Thompson under the basket, and Tristan misses the layup in the world, letting him go and just signing the rest of these guys.
Letting him go where? Letting him go to dinner in Akron?
Well, he's not going to hold the trophy because he hasn't yet brought that here, past or this year.
Oh, I tell you, Bruce, you know that one season of 14 wins in the playoffs.
You know what he is? He's the greatest BSer in the world because he's taking all Gilbert's money and he isn't bringing us anything. What did he say for the playoffs this year?
Bruce,
maybe we can do it next year.
Bruce, have you watched the Cavs your whole life?
Yeah,
you have.
And you know,
and what's the most successful season you've ever seen in Cavs history, Bruce?
That was the team. I can't be the only person who thinks like this. I don't think he's the best player in the world. He's got 10 years under his belt. And he's not the player he was.
Did you go to any games this year, Bruce?
He's not the player he was for the Miami Heat.
NBA Finals, 35 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists.
Okay, 4 votes for MVP.
And he still didn't look as good as you guys play him off to be because what did we bring home? Nothing.
You got it. The second Eastern Conference Championship. I know that's a consolation prize for some people, but
quit drinking, folks. The finals are over.
Tune in every week to hear the wildest callers and the wittiest banter as CBS Local Sports brings you the top 5 sports callers of the week.